Hey YouTube, Harry's back. Today we are going to talk about my past relationships. Now, I know what you're thinking, why do we care? But I think it's interesting to look back and just kind of see what's gotten me to where I am and why I am the way I am, to an extent, when it comes to that. So, past relationships. May be surprised to know or to realize this, but I really haven't been in many relationships at all. And there are many reasons for that. I would say maybe upbringing, but a lot of it does come down to the fact that I didn't know who I was. I knew I was different, and I had kind of gone along this whole, well, I guess I'm gay type thing, and I explored that a little bit, but I mean, I was in a relationship for about 3 years, and it was good. It was really good for parts of it. It was, I would say, I mean, we kind of mutually just broke up. It was long distance for a while, and they needed therapy and I needed therapy, and we needed to work through our own issues, and that's kind of where it ended. And we're still friends, we still talk. She's a very big advocate for me and has been a really good support system, so I'm very thankful. Like, I don't think there's any bad blood between us or anything at this point. But that's definitely been, that was my first relationship, and that's been my longest relationship. And I think there's something to be said about this, of not being confident in who you are and going out on that dating scene. At least for me, my personality type, like, I just never felt okay with who I was and that I could be desired in my body, because I never felt desirable. I didn't, I don't like my exterior right now, and it never felt like it reflected the inside, and I didn't realize how much that was plaguing me until I had this realization, that, hey, I'm allowed to be transgender, and I'm allowed to present as masculine if I want to. From there, it's been like, oh, whew, yes, I can do that, and that makes so much more sense. And it, like, kind of goes back into, like, the relationship thing of, that just makes it so much easier, and it makes sense. Like, I can imagine a relationship as a male. I can't imagine a relationship as a female. It didn't line up. It just feels a lot better, and I feel a lot more emotionally secure and more secure in who I am as I've gotten older. Now, I did date someone for a little bit about 6 months ago, and there were many things that were wrong with that situation, but one of the things that really, I mean, that was like the push to make me realize that, hey, like, I am not a lesbian. Like, that is, I don't identify with that. And, like, they kept on being like, oh, I'm so glad that, like, you're a woman and I'm a woman, and, like, that we are, a woman or women who like women. And I'm like, that feels so foreign. Like, don't describe me like that. That's not me. Please stop. And whenever I would say, like, I don't like that, don't say that, it would still get said again. So, I mean, that's why we're not together and we don't really talk and stuff like that. But it was, like, very indicative. Like, she would just always pester me, like, oh, do you like your name? And I was like, no. And she's like, well, why not? I'm like, I just don't. And, like, okay, why don't I like my name? Well, it's because it's pretty feminine. Oh, okay, I think that's why. Or, like, random questions, and they would just, like, push me and push me and push me. And as much as I hated it, I'm, I guess, thankful for the fact that, like, it really just exposed my insecurities of the fact that I'm not okay with who I am, and I'm not okay with the fact that I'm, like, this lesbian, this woman who loves women, because that's not how I define myself. That's never what I want to be, and it just feels foreign, and to be seen like that just feels like a betrayal. And so that's kind of one way that I realized that I am likely transgender. If I'm definitely not female, let's put it at that. And relationships are hard. It's hard for me to think that, like, I can be vulnerable with people and that I could go and just ask someone out and we could just go on dates. Partly because I never saw that growing up. I never really saw that affection or anything like that, and it also just feels taboo. Like, that internal transphobia is real, folks, and that internal homophobia is also real. And for as much as I wanted to be like, I'm in school, like, I'm just focusing on myself. I'm becoming a better version of myself. And all of those are true. I think I have become a much better version of myself with every passing year. I also haven't really explored that with the context of being with another person and how another person can really change you and help you to grow and become a better person as well. And so that's one of the things, like in my new city, that I hope to explore and that I need to hold firm to, of it's okay to like go on dates, and it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to go from 0 to 100 after the second date. Like, you're allowed to just get to know someone, and that can be casually dating. That's not anything more than that. You don't have to go and sleep with them or divulge your deepest and darkest secrets after the first date. But it feels like that's what I'm supposed to do. So that's obviously an internal barrier that I need to get through. And I have no idea how to approach this as a trans man, especially pre-testosterone. As much as I would like to introduce myself as Harry, and I plan on doing that in social scenes for sure, I am apprehensive on how that's going to be portrayed. I mean, if you're in the queer scene, like, how do people see that? Which, you know, who's going to be going for that? We're going to find out. You know, I don't really know how to navigate the waters, and I don't think a lot of people do. You know, we all have these labels because it's just easier to explain. For example, today at work or today at clinic, I was like, yeah, I got a job in Columbus. I don't have a job. It's like, it's an externship. It's like a residency. But to tell a 65-year-old man that, like, oh, I have like this whatever, you know, it takes more words than I just have a job. You know, it's easy to do that. And I think a lot of people, especially like if you listen to like the Dan Savage show, a lot of people call in, they're like, well, I say I'm a lesbian, but I'm really not a lesbian. I'm homo-romantic and I'm bisexual, you know, whatever. And I think we all have these labels, but it's just kind of this surface level of, I'm gonna just say what I am, and that makes it a lot easier, but at the end of the day, I'm really more complex than that. And I do think for a majority of people, that is the case, which is a beautiful thing. A lot of people are actually open-minded. They just don't realize that they are, or they don't know how to express that in an accurate way, because we don't have the words and the terminology for that. Then that's awesome. That's okay. You don't have to have the words, just be open-minded, and I'm really just interested in the human being. That's what I'm interested in, and I haven't allowed myself to figure out if I am homo-romantic or homosexual or whatever all of that stuff is. I just know that I am interested in people, and I, you know, want to have that connection, and I do find features attractive in both males and females. So I guess I would say I am bisexual, but I don't know. Because I've never dated a man. Because I've never felt like a man could see me as attractive. So there's a lot of things to work through, and I just thought I would share a little bit of that right now with you to see if anyone could relate, or kind of just to also hold myself accountable and see how far I come. Like this time next year, what am I thinking about all of this stuff? So I hope y'all have a great day. I had my last day of clinic at all in my old city here, and so I only have like a test and a couple of other little check boxes, and I'm out. Less than a week. You're gonna see some crazy stuff going on. And April's coming to an end, so we'll see how often I vlog after this. But that's what I'm doing. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. It's almost hump day. We got this. See ya.